My name's Kate Smith and I'm a research fellow here in the history department at UCL. Along with my colleague Leonie Hannon, who works in the museums and collections department, for the last year we've been working on the 100 Hours project.
Kate and Leonie have been, this is favouritism, my favourite initial year CHIRP postdocs with a project that is fundamentally cross-disciplinary.
We didn't know want to do this project alone. We wanted to do it with a group of people who represent different disciplines and different institutions across London. So we brought together a group of 10 researchers.
My name is Emily Orr. I'm a PhD candidate in the history of design.
I'm James Pez. I recently finished a PhD at King's College London. I worked on Anglo-Saxon speaking objects.
My name's Liz Haynes and I'm a PhD student working at both Royal Holloway and at the Science Museum, investigating the history of cartography in the 20th century.
So when we met a year ago to discuss the idea of materiality in things and how we could find new ways of working, we were drawn to the work of TJ Clark, who in his book The Site of Death recorded his repeated looking at a particular painting. By returning to this painting again and again, Clark hoped to understand it anew. Leonie Hannon and I wanted to use a similar approach in our own project. We wanted to think about the analytical value of close looking, about the idea of repeat and return, and also about ideas of sustained attention and how we use those in historical practice. We began the project by asking each of those researchers to go into UCL's collections and choose an object.
So my object is a 10-legged stool made in Nigeria, most likely by the Nupe tribe.
What I've been doing for the 100 Hours project is looking at a meteorite which fell in Virginia in the mid-19th century.
So we wanted to really give our researchers a little bit of help along the way. So whilst we were all early career researchers, we invited some more senior colleagues and scholars from a range of disciplines to meet with us regularly over the course of this year. And each of these people have talked to us and our group about the way they look at material things.
And I think what the 100 Hours project has really done for my project is that it's made me look at the object not just in and of its own right, but in relation to other networks of objects, networks of people and networks of researchers.
So by applying this range of frameworks and analytical processes to our own objects, we've been able to look at them afresh over and over again.
To think about objects, not only as text, but to let objects speak as objects. That's been a completely new experience for me.
Doing 100 Hours has brought a group of people together from diverse disciplines who each bring different theoretical ideas to bear with each other. But we've met in sociable settings which have really encouraged a dialogue which isn't normally happened. We aren't just meeting in seminar formats, and sometimes those much more informal conversations have been the most stimulating.
And so I think when I go back to my own work on Anglo-Saxon speaking objects, I'll kind of look at them with new eyes almost.
And so to have this entire year to spend with the objects and to sit with them and become betrothed and then wedded and then excited and then bored and now coming up to the divorce is an incredibly fruitful way to conduct research into material culture.
For us, the main thing that is coming out of it is that we as a group of people have been encouraged to confront our objects, to confront ourselves and to confront the methods that scholars use to look at material things. And in so doing, we've identified a series of assumptions around agency, around materiality and around intimacy in the process of research. And we're beginning to just explore those assumptions and unpick them, and we hope that this can help us think differently in the future in our research.